Ashton Park, West Kirby. Overall, the freeze-up lasted about 3 months from Boxing Day 1962. Peel's newsagents at 79 Poulton Road, Wallasey, in the late 60s, when local children paid a visit dressed in their Sunday best. Local streets in the vicinity made good play areas. Compared to today, something is missing. There were hardly any cars, and children had the freedom to play at will. The 60s brought the high-rise blocks of flats, but by the 70s some had deteriorated badly, so much so that Wirral Borough Council decided to demolish the worst. Oak and Eldon Gardens had to go even before they were fully paid for. Preparations were made for their demolition. The local school and houses had to be protected from possible debris. Finally, on Sunday, the 30th of September 1979, Demolition Day arrived. With an audience of thousands, bang, and they were gone. Birkenhead Fire Brigade. Do you remember their headquarters at the junction of Whetstone Lane and Borough Road, roughly where Aldi is today? Drill and practice took place here, and in flats surrounding the station some firemen and families lived, ready for any emergency. Alongside the full-time brigade was the auxiliary fire service. Dating from wartime, the Bebington service was located near Town Lane. Here they were in competition with other areas. The auxiliary services were wound up in 1968, and here those in Wallasey are on their final parade. "1970 was a year of change on the buses. The newly formed Passenger Transport Executive took over both the Birkenhead and Wallasey undertakings. Liveries became a mixture of both, Birkenhead blue and Wallasey cream. At the time of the changeover, there's a mixture of liveries at Woodside and Seacombe terminals. Up to the mid-70s, there was a dark and dingy terminus for the Wirral lines of Merseyrail at Liverpool Central Underground Station, when it closed for the construction of an underground loop line in central Liverpool. Merseysiders on the move was the slogan when the line reopened in May 1977. The first Wirral train entered the new loop system at 6:05 in the morning. Many of the Wirral trains at that time were 40 years old, dating from 1937, when the lines to West Kirby and New Brighton were electrified. Some of the new underground stations opened a few weeks later. It was to be the heart of a new region-wide rapid transit system. And now, to complete our review, a final look round at some of Wirral's scenes of the 60s. Grange Road as it was with the shopping bus, the old W.H. Smith, Beatties having taken over Allinson's, Scott's self-service store. In black and white, we see Burton with its old post office, then drive through the docks to New Brighton. Well, those were some memories of Wirral in the 1960s and 70s. I wonder if you spotted yourself, or a relative or friend or neighbour in any of the sequences. If you did, do let us know. We always like to meet the stars of the show.
We produce other local videos in the Pleasure Past series for your enjoyment. Liverpool, memories of a vibrant city in the 1920s and 1930s. Wirral, memories of the 1920s and 1930s. Chester memories from the 1920s up to today. The Mersey Tunnels, 60 years, 1934 to 1994. The story of Birkenhead Tramways, 1860 to 1993. Liverpool echoes of the 1940s and 1950s. St Helens, memories through the decades. A Liverpool Christmas. Southport, memories of a seaside town. Wirral, memories of the 1960s and 1970s. We're constantly looking for films suitable for inclusion in our video programs. If you have any or know of any, please tell us. We'll be very willing to view them.